Hi everyone, this is Meena Puri from Ayurvedic Healing Center. So I wanted to talk about men and self-care. So if the title grabbed you, then stay tuned. So I want to share with you what I notice in my practice. When men come to see me for help, they have had years and years of either, trauma, abuse, and mostly it's because they have spent so much time neglecting themselves, or really they have neglected their health. Why? From the fear of being judged by their colleagues or peers, from thinking that they have to man it up, they have to suck it up. And so those who come eventually then decide to come see me is because they have no other option. They are in pain, in despair, and they don't get much help when you get to the doctors. And as you know, in the medical world, they get them the best they can with the medications, et cetera, et cetera. And so here's what I see. Here's what happens. Because we raise men and women differently, and that's why we are seeing all of this. So we are entering an age where really equality in many sense in both the genders or other third genders, treating humans as human beings. The truth is, men have a heart, they feel, they hurt, just like women do. But their grooming and their bringing up is such that they are asked to or trained not to cry. They're trained not to speak of when they need help. They're trained not to ask for help. They're called many names for doing so. And so they end up learning to toughen it out and grin and bear it. Anytime, any human being, when we go against our soul, when we are not in touch with our emotions and we continue to follow the programming or the status quo, although on the outside we can carry it out, but internally there is an inner contraction that takes place. That inner contraction is not just inner contraction that you don't have to worry about, but that inner contraction is muscle contractions, organs contraction, and actually leaves them in pain. So a lot of the men that I see that have had trauma in the past, inevitably a lot of pain in the back. They're not able to stand upright. They walk carefully, hunch forward because they're simply in pain. So, and when they are given the safe space with me, and I begin to, teach them on how to become a little softer, how to take care of their body. So taking care of the body is not just eating and sleeping. There's a lot more. And how to get in touch with their emotions. It's a very difficult process for them. But when they do, like a floodgate opens. It makes a difference in their pain, in their psyche, and how they experience life. Men cry just like women cry. Men feel just like women feel. So we're really coming into the age where we need to, as much as we are fighting for women's equality, and I'm right there with you, all the women, there is men's equality too when it comes to self-care. So some of the self-care practices that I teach my female clients, I teach the same practices to the male clients, which are a body massage, oil massage. You can start with the, like a lotion that you enjoy, just simply even moisturizing the body. And notice and taking the time to do it, taking the time to take care of your body. The touch to the skin is a therapy for the nervous system, and it is very soothing. Skin being the largest organ of the body, we use it to affect the nervous system. Or you can use, I recommend the oil massage, which is very unctuous and is very healing and soothing for the nervous system, very grounding practice. So, different oils depends on what body type you have. Sesame can be heating if we overuse it. Olive oil and coconut can be cooling if you overuse it. So maybe just try with olive oil, alternate. This being the winter season, try sesame seed, heat it up in a cup, and apply the hot oil, warm oil all over your body like you're giving yourself a massage. And you can take a shower afterwards. And the water then helps to push the oil deeper into the skin, not only soothing your nerves, but making your body more flexible, detoxifying. The benefits are immense. I'm not going to give the details of the massage here because that's not what this video is about, where you can look up Ayurveda massage, or I'm sure there's a video or so on my website somewhere. But you can look it up, Ayurveda massage, and Google it, and you're going to find it. Second self-care practice is to take time just to sit and breathe. What the breath does is connects us to the body. Breath is a bridge between the mind and the body. And hence the practice of yoga as opposed to going to the gym. What the practice of yoga does is invites you inward. It invites you to look inward. So we come to the feeling sense. When we are activating our feeling sense, we soften the heart. We get in touch with the heart. We get in touch with our feelings. We cannot know what our truth is or what the heck to do with it if we're not in touch with how we feel about it. We cannot live life from the head, and that's what males have been taught to do. And it's very difficult for them to come below, but it's necessary. So, and just taking time to cook themselves a meal, or enjoy the meal that you eat, the meals that you enjoy, and doing what you enjoy, doing what nourishes your soul, right? Doing what feeds the soul. You need it as much as anybody else. Everybody needs that. So we need to stop thinking self-care. Self-care is not just bubble baths and chocolate, although that's nice. And self-care is not for vanity. It is a necessity for our health, men and women, for both. Women easily adapt to it, and women naturally do this kind of thing because they have been taught to. And where, many times the women's self-care is, about the makeup or the nail polish, that's all fine. There's nothing wrong with vanity. But I'm talking about self-care that's necessary for your health, that necessary for you to feed your soul, that necessary for you to get grounded so you feel aligned, settled, energized, and filled up. Self-care is a way for you to fill up your cup. So if you are a woman or a man listening to this and you have a self-care practice, I would love for you to share it in the comments as an incentive for others. So begin to think about self-care and a meditation practice. Meditation practice is the same thing. It brings you inward. So many men I see that when they finally break down, they've been holding so much trauma and so much pain at the expense of their health. They're not able to walk properly, they're in pain, or they just come to a point where they realize they're just lost. They're not happy. So men, listen up. If you are experiencing physical challenges, mental challenges, or emotional challenges, take time to take care of yourself. Do some self-care. what practice, what would feed your soul, what would rest your body? Tune into what is it that you need. Tune into your heart. What is it that you feel? You can put it on a journal. Seek help. Seek the help of a counselor if you need it. And so many men, when they seek help, they don't tell their peers because they feel they're going to be mocked at, they're going to be laughed at. We really have to be done with that. This nonsense is utter nonsense. We have to be done with that kind of stigmatizing people about anything. All right. Human beings have the right to live the way they choose to live. They all have the right to get help. We all have a mind, body. We all need help from others. We need to take care of it. Simple. So take care of your health. And in my upcoming mentorship program called The Healer Within, we're going to be spending a whole lot of time on self-care, habits, and daily routines, etc. So if you're interested, the link is here in the description box. And another practice that I want to share with you is to phone always rings when I'm doing something else. Another practice I want to share with you is how to connect with your heart. So very quickly, I have to get going. I have a client in 3 minutes. So I want you to bring your attention to your heart and get a little settled. Take a couple of deep breaths. I'm just going to give you very briefly. Think about someone you cannot stand. I'm sure you can find someone, right? And so think about someone you cannot stand. And think about what happens to your heart. How does it feel in your heart? Maybe you feel like, you may tighten your jaw or your shoulders, and you may make a frown. It just feels like a bad taste in the mouth. Okay. Take a deep breath. Erase that experience. Now, think about someone you love. Your children, your pet. Think about someone you love and notice what happens to your heart. Do you feel the heart maybe expanding? Do you feel a flame, like a warmth in the heart? Do you feel maybe your body relaxes? Maybe there's a smile on your face? So I gave you 2 examples so you can draw the distinction between open heart and closed heart. So how does it feel to have your heart be open? So during the day, set an intention to drop into the heart and simply open your heart to what it is that you feel. Open your heart to yourself. So you get in touch with your heart, you get in touch with your feeling sense. So I will talk more about that in another video, but I do have to go. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, what did you take away from it? Feel free to share it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, you all.